Hello, my beautiful internet people of the world. It's me, your favorite internet dom, Wisteria Ivy, and I'm here to bring you another review. So, it's October 1st, people, and we all know what that means. It's officially the first day of Halloween. So here we are, looking slightly different than I normally do. I know you're probably sitting there like, what has Wisteria changed with her skin routine? Like, she looking snatched. Now, I just had to wear less makeup today because my skin just wasn't going to put up with any more makeup today. It just wasn't. Okay, so let's go right into this review. I am going to be reviewing for you a couple different things, mainly because the things that I wanted to review in this video is going to take literally 5 minutes. So I wanted to go over with you some of the things that I've been using in my makeup routine lately that have been working for me and things that have not. And for most people that know me know that, like, I try all kinds of stuff. Well, when I say I try all kinds of stuff, like, I try mainly drugstore because, like, I try to save as much money as possible, and where I can save money. So if I can find something that works for me in the drugstore for me to achieve the same kind of effect, then yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. But if I can't, I obviously splurge in some areas. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is, like, the foundations that I've been really loving lately. And there's two of them, actually, that are both drugstore. And one is NYX Cosmetics Can't Stop, Won't Stop Foundation. Now, I've watched other drag queens put on this foundation and absolutely hate it because they're like, oh, it's not enough coverage. I think it's completely fine coverage considering the fact that drag consists of so many layers that, like, to me, the foundation doesn't have to be super full coverage, as long as you do it right, if that makes sense. So that's why a lot of times I can be a little cheaper when it comes to my foundations. My next favorite is Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Now, this is the wrong shade. It is like a shade too dark and the wrong undertone. I accidentally grabbed soft beige because what I did was I just grabbed from the shelf when I went into the store, and I'm like, oh, well, this is normally where mine sits, and I didn't look. So I accidentally bought the wrong shade. But again, in drag, you can kind of make it work. So those are kind of the two drugstore foundations that I've been really enjoying. Now, another level of drag comes from cream contour and then highlighter, right? Or highlighting and contouring. And a lot of those are used with cream products. So some of my favorite, like, one of my favorite, actually my absolute favorite drugstore concealer is Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. I mean, you can see how much of that I use. And, like, this is one of the concealers where I go back and get more because it's honestly worth it. And someone told me to buy the darker shade and contour with it too. I haven't done that yet, but next time I buy more, I'm totally doing that. Let's see. What else do I like? A nice drugstore primer is NYX Angel Veil. It's not gripping or anything like that. It's called a skin perfecting primer, and it just makes your skin look nice and, like, obviously create some kind of a barrier. But I don't feel like it actually makes the makeup stay on longer. It just makes your makeup look good when it's on, if that makes sense. So, moving on from that, let's see. Drugstore contour that I've been using lately. Here's one of them. Where'd the other one go? So I use either LA Girl Pro Conceal, okay, which this is in the shade too dark for my skin. Where is it? Toast. I should have figured, because it looks like toast. And then that's actually my favorite. Then there's this one. This one I only use if I'm in an absolute emergency because it does not like to blend that well. But I will say that if you work with it and you take your time and you go slow, it can look very pretty. And plus it's like $3 or something like that. It's the Wet n Wild makeup stick in contour. Right? They got so inventive. I think it's actually called Where's Walnut is what that contour shade is called. Let's see. To set for powders, I use, like for my loose powder, I just use Coty Airspun. It's a good old traditional, like, setting powder. I use translucent extra coverage. And then if I need something for brightening, I usually buy the Super Stay Maybelline powder, or like one of their Fit Me powders. They're really nice because they go super light, so they're really good for like brightening powder. Contouring powder, I use a lot of times the and you can tell when I pull this thing up that it has been through a lot. If I can even pull it up without it falling apart. The NYX Cosmetics contour and highlighting palette, like you can see how many like I'm hitting pan there, I've obliterated that, that's pretty much gone. This one I'm starting to hit pan with too, but that's because I literally use all those colors on my face in some way or another. One of the best, Drugstore. Now, it's like $25, so its price isn't, well, I don't want to say that its price isn't Drugstore, because $25 for a, what is it, a 2, 4, 6, it's an 8-pan contouring and highlighting palette. So, 24, 25, however much it is really not that bad. Let's see. I get free stuff all the time. I like, well, when I used to buy more at Ulta, I would get a lot of more free stuff, but let's see. I also really like Maybelline's mascaras. Like, this is Great Lash, so this is probably my least favorite, but it's also one of those that's like, it works in a pinch, but also, like, weirdly, when you're using mascara for lashes, you just need something that's going to dry down quick and it's going to, like, stay on, you know? So you don't really need something fantastical. But that, I love all Maybelline mascaras. I've been really liking this Max Volume Wet n Wild, but again, I wear lashes, people. Like, I've even used this Lash Paradise, okay, that everyone was like, oh my god, it's so fantastic. I'm like, it's a mascara. It didn't do anything that, like, wowed me or astonished me. It put black pigment onto my eyelashes. Yay! So, you know, there's that. Some honorable mentions that are not technically drugstore makeup, but they have drugstore pricing, is ColourPop Cosmetics. I don't, well, yeah, you all can't see that at all. It's because the silver, my light's too bright. But this is just a white concealer from ColourPop, and I use this, like, if I, like, I used it today. That's why this and this down here looks so bright, is because I literally just dotted it with my normal concealer, and it mixes and plays well with so much other stuff that, like, I can't say enough about it. But yeah, that's basically it. Like, my eyes, I usually have, like, whatever. I don't actually have any drugstore eyeshadow palettes. But with eyeshadow palettes, they're so all over the place. It's weird. It's like drugstore puts more effort into like their lipsticks, their mascaras, sometimes even their foundations and concealers than they do like their eyeshadow palettes. It's so weird. But I don't own any drugstore eyeshadow palettes. But again, if you want like recommendations for something that's drugstore price, I would say go ColourPop, because you can get a palette from them for like $13. I don't necessarily recommend Morphe palettes, just because like if you don't know what you're doing, they don't blend the greatest. So you have to be more patient and more willing to work with them. So if you want something that's about the same price, go for ColourPop, because it's going to be easier to work with. Let's see. Maybelline makes some of my favorite lip liners. Obviously not wearing lip liner today. But with lip products, I usually go Maybelline, L'Oreal, and NYX are usually the three that I kind of flip between. I like Wet n Wild's lip products, and for the price, it makes me want to like them a lot more. But yeah. Another drugstore find that I've been absolutely loving lately is Milani Green Goddess Makeup Melter Cleansing Balm. So it's obviously got like the stevia, the cannabis stevia in it, and it just like it melts the makeup off with no effort. And that's cost me like $14, but a little bit goes a long way. Like I've been using it for the past couple weeks and I'm still got a lot left. So I would definitely recommend this if you want something nice that's going to help you take off your makeup quickly. And of course, if you wear enough makeup like me, why not? Things from the drugstore that I wasn't really like a fan of was this like Joa Truly Yours like liquid foundation. I'm not the biggest fan of liquid foundation anyway, so I don't know why I got it. I think I just kind of wanted to try it and see what it was like, and it did not impress me. But that's really it. Like that's kind of the products and everything I use like from the drugstore. So you can see how much stuff is used to create. The lashes I'm wearing, technically, I think they're lashes that, because what I do is I usually buy 2 to 3 pairs of Wet n Wild lashes from Dollar Tree, and I just stack them together and trim them down and make them look how I want them to look. And then I got all these different lashes that look differently, but they're all just pieced together from, you know, Wet n Wild lashes. Let's see. That's really it. That's all I can think of, like, drugstore wise, that's in my collection. I mean, I've got some drugstore makeup brushes, a lot of like e.l.f. Nobody needs to see those, though. One of my main problems with e.l.f. is that they're either good or they're utter incomplete garbage. Like the second you take them out of the package, it's like, oh, let's just shed all over your face. Which, I mean, I like stuff all over my face, but not little hairs. But yeah, that's really it. That's what I had to talk over. Oh wait, I actually do have one more product that I can show you. Where did it go? I literally was just using it. I don't know where I put it down, but I use either the Duo Lash Brush On Glue, but the one I've really been liking lately is the Kiss latex free one, because it's sitting right here in front of me. See the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive, and it is latex free. And I've actually been really enjoying that. Like, it keeps on my lashes very well, but without like the kind of like extreme gunkiness that having latex on your eyelashes can give you. Like, it's easier to get rid of a lot of times than the latex. What is my hair doing? So yeah, that's what's kind of in my vanity right now from the drugstore. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you have any ideas of anything that you'd like me to review, please let me know. And remember, I'm better than you, and we both know it. Have a happy Halloween. See you next week.